best thing in the world. Best thing in the world. I tell people, like growing up, I always like thought being drafted or going to the NFL or NBA would be like the best feeling. But I first held my baby. That was the best feeling in the world. And it's just fun to go home every day to her and see a smiling face, and just make life a lot better.
Welcome onto the sideline, everybody. I am Matt Dowell. Happy Thursday to you, or whenever you're listening to our podcast. If you're watching us on YouTube, thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow us, comment, rate, all of that good stuff. That helps us out a lot, and we really, really appreciate your support here on our podcast. Thursdays are usually our interview days, and we have a lot of really great guests lined up on our podcast this week. We had some rescheduling and some things that we had to, guests we had to reschedule for the coming weeks. So we don't have a guest on today's podcast here in the studio with me. It happens. It's summer. People, vacation and things kind of get switched around. So we do have great guests that are lined up in the coming weeks. We're excited to have them on our show. So today's podcast is going to be a celebration of the start of NFL training camp, because up in Charlotte, we had boots on the ground with the Carolina Panthers, where there are 5 former Gamecocks on this Panthers roster. A lot of South Carolina Gamecocks that are used to wearing garnet and black, now rocking the black and blue of the Carolina Panthers. And so we're going to break down what the former Gamecocks on this roster looks like, and hear from a former Gamecock superstar here in just a second that we got to hear from at Panthers training camp today. But again, 5 former Gamecock football players on this Carolina Panthers roster. Xavier Legette, of course, who was taken in the first round for the Panthers a couple of drafts ago, entering his second season with the Panthers in the wide receiver position. He's expected to be a big target for Bryce Young in this second season. And he did talk a few weeks ago about how the drops last season really bothered him. So that's something he wants to work on, as he wants to be a big playmaker for the Panthers this season. Jaycee Horn entering his 5th season with the Panthers at the cornerback position. Jaycee has been with the Panthers his entire NFL career, and just in March signed a 4-year, $100 million extension with the Panthers. So he is looking forward to being in Charlotte for a long time. Rico Dowdle is joining the Panthers this season. It's his 6th season in the NFL as a running back, but this will be his first season with the Carolina Panthers after he spent his entire career with the Dallas Cowboys. So Rico Dowdle is a name that we haven't said in a while, but he is back in the Queen City. He's back in the Carolinas with the Panthers, and we're excited to see what he does on this Panthers offense. DJ Wonnum is entering his 6th season in the league, his 2nd year with the Carolina Panthers. He signed with the Panthers in March of 2024, a 2-year deal. He was on reserve to start the season last year, got activated on November 9th, so he wasn't healthy the entire season last year with the Panthers, so we're hoping he can have a full healthy season with the Panthers. And finally, last but certainly not least, is Bam Martin-Scott, who is entering his rookie season in the NFL. A linebacker, of course, was with South Carolina for many, many years. He wasn't selected in the draft this past NFL draft. He signed as an undrafted free agent, so he's looking to prove himself with the Panthers. And the good thing is he's got a lot of guys who know him well, who know what he's going through, and he's excited to get his NFL career started. So we got Xavier Legette, Jaycee Horn, Rico Dowdle, Bam Martin-Scott, and DJ Wonnum, all former Gamecocks who are with the Panthers this season. And Panthers training camp is a lot of fun. It's a little different now because it's not at Wofford like it has been in years past. It's up in Charlotte now. There are no fans right now just because they're kind of in this transition era of getting everything ready to go for the Panthers up in Charlotte when it comes to a practice facility, holding camp there and everything. So no fans, which is unique and which is different compared to years past when, it's packed with people wanting autographs and things like that. But the Panthers do a really great job of making players accessible, making them available to us as media members. And for us who cover all of these former Gamecocks, it's really exciting to have so many former Gamecocks on this Panthers roster. It's exciting for us to get to go up to Charlotte every once in a while and get to talk to those guys. One of the former Gamecocks that we got to talk to at training camp today to open the the 2025 camp season is Jaycee Horn, who again is entering his 5th season with the Panthers, has been with them his entire NFL career, and is recently a new dad with former women's basketball superstar at South Carolina, Bree Beal. They welcomed their first child together a few weeks ago. So Jaycee Horn talking about the upcoming season, the defensive side of the ball, and also being a dad now. We're going to let you hear from Jaycee Horn now.
Jaycee, saw you and Mike Jack over by the quarterbacks pretty early. Bryce kind of indicated like maybe a little early trash talk. Is that kind of what that was about to start practice?
Yeah, trying to get in the head a little bit. We was catching the ball where they was warming up, so they can get used to throwing it to us. So yeah, it was it was a fun little warm up.
Bryce asked us about our off season, but you became a father during the off season. Tell us about that. You had your first Father's Day.
Yeah, it was the best thing in the world. I tell people, like growing up, I always thought being drafted or going to the NFL or NBA would be like the best feeling. But I first held my baby. That was the best feeling in the world. And it's just fun to go home every day to her and see a smiling face, and just make life a lot better.
Has fatherhood changed you in any way?
Not really. Give me a little different perspective on life, of knowing things that's what's really important, and just trying to, lead in the right footsteps for her and give her a good example.
You sleeping well? Get a lot of sleep with her?
Yeah. My girl, she'll take her to the guest room, so she ain't waking me up all through the night. She know I got to get up early, so yeah, I've been getting some good sleep.
Saw Corey Thornton rotate in there with Mike Jack a couple times when you were out. What have you seen from him? I know it's only day one training camp, but going back to the offseason, OTAs and all that.
Really just consistency. Corey came in at OTAs and did a good job the whole camp. He came back, and that's what he earned, just the right to get in there and mix it in with the ones. I think he did a good job today too. We're gonna go back and watch the film, but Corey just been real consistent in his technique and his preparation, and I think he's gonna be a good player for us.
See, Dave Canales said earlier that y'all would be a team that nobody wanted to play soon. What do you think about that?
I'm right on board with him. That's just a mentality, how this team is going to be branded. A physical football team where win, lose, or draw, like when you go in there and see the Panthers, it's going to be a physical football game and you're going to be hurting afterwards. And that's just the attitude we got to have, and that's got to be our brand of football when we travel and play.
Jaycee, heard you telling T-Mac like you were waiting on the catch. Was that trash talk, instruction, a little bit both?
Making me look bad. Nah, just a little fun trash talk.
How motivated are you guys as a defense just to flip the narrative, erase the stats you see out there about defense that was one of the worst in the league last year?
Yeah, super motivated. Anytime you attach to that defense, I tell the guys all the time, you got to take that personal. Like, even when we out here having fun, talking trash, like, last year was last year, but, we still on the wrong side of history, and we got to have that in the back of our mind every day and prep the right way so we can come back this year and put good stuff on tape.
You got like Damani make that kind of play, showing off the range there. Dave talked about, how good he is as a communicator. What's impressed you the most about his growth and into year two?
Just what you said, the communication, playing above the X's and O's, because it's hard for a lot of young guys to do that. They just try to do exactly what the coach says so they don't get in trouble. But Damani, he came out the SEC, so, I expected him to, be a high-level player, and he turned it into just that, communicating at a high level, making plays, and I think he's just going to get better and better.
How big a blow was that yesterday to learn about Josie?
Yeah, man, first it just hurt as a person, just seeing him go through that. I didn't really even think about the football side of it immediately. Later on in the day I did, because he's a hell of a player, but just as a person, he a great guy, and you want him to be okay. So, we just sending prayers up for him, and he's gonna come back strong.
Christian just told us he was wearing the green dot today. Early impressions of him.
He went smooth today. I don't watch the linebackers too much, but we're not in pads yet, so you can't really feel them. But the communication and stuff in the huddle was A1, and I feel like everybody got the call around the defense, and we played fast.
Jaycee, are you coming into this camp with the most consistency you've had since being in the NFL?
Say it one more time.
Is this the most consistency you've had across the team coming into a camp?
Yeah, for sure. For myself, just coming off a year where I finished pretty much healthy, getting a full off season to train and rehab, and then with the same coaching staff being back on the defensive side of the ball and getting Coach Canales back, it's a lot of consistency, and I feel like we got a program now, and we understand what we're here to do.
You were able to stay healthy last year, and you had kind of changed things last offseason to kind of be able to get to that spot. You make any tweaks as far as just your recovery this offseason to make sure you can maintain your ability?
Yeah, I mean, I went back to the same training facility and tried to do the same exact thing. You know, we did some of the same workouts. Just tried to stay with the same program because it worked for me.
Do you enjoy days like today, or are you itching to get the pads back on?
I'm a corner, so even with the pads on, it don't change much for me. Like we can't tackle or anything, even when we have pads on. So we got to cover anyway. But yeah, I'm excited to get it on it'll make the energy of practice go up a little bit more.
What are you seeing different about Xavier?
One more time.
What are you seeing different about Xavier?
I'm just more confident. You know, always going into year 2, you got a little more confidence. You understand what your coach is looking for. You understand how the NFL game is played because it's so different from college. So just seeing him practice fast is the main thing I see from him, and I'm excited to see him year 2.
Got a program now. Just from your point of view, is there a difference between having a team and having an established program?
Yeah. I mean, now guys know what coach is expecting. You're not learning a whole new, it's the same language in the meetings, same practice schedule, same camp schedule. Like you're kind of used to it. So now you can just focus on the football part and getting better each and every day.
Franchise that kind of needed some stability, like to have an off season where there's no GM change, no coaching change, no quarterback change.
Yeah, I mean it's good in anything you do when you got stability and you got the program that you working and running. So yeah, we definitely needed that.
About your new car back at minicamp. Tell us about that.
I told you got to come see it, bro. You got to come see it. You got to come to the parking lot.
Where are we going to meet you?
Parking lot. Come back there. Y'all see it. It's the coldest one in the parking lot. Y'all know which one it is. Good. Appreciate y'all.
So a huge congratulations to Jaycee Horn and Bree Beal for becoming parents and welcoming their first child. An exciting new chapter for them as, again, he is entering his 5th season with the Carolina Panthers. Time flies. It feels like he just got drafted. Some important dates to know if you guys are Gamecock fans and Panthers fans and you want to go up to Charlotte and see some of these former Gamecocks in Panthers uniforms. Fan Fest is on Saturday, August 2nd, up at Bank of America Stadium. That's always a good time. We've been many times in the past. The Panthers throw a really good party for everybody to kind of go up there and have a good time on Fan Fest. And with no fans at training camp this season, it's a good opportunity for you guys to go see some former Gamecocks with the Panthers. They're going to have a joint practice with the Cleveland Browns on Wednesday, August 6th. And then those two teams are going to play a game on the 8th. So those are some important dates coming up for the Carolina Panthers. We're excited to once again have so many former South Carolina players up in Charlotte that we get to cover with the Carolina Panthers, who we have a great relationship with. So we'll be up there throughout the season and get to talk to more of these former Gamecocks who are in the NFL, which is so hard to do. It's so hard to get there, and then it's hard to stay there. So the fact that you got a lot of these guys, going into their 5th, 6th years, I mean, it's really impressive. But former Gamecocks in the NFL, training camp is underway, and we're really excited. A quick and easy episode for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, we'll see you next week right here on South Carolina Sideline.